Create yourself a new world, big or small, but make it beautiful. The Property Show brings you beautiful spaces, exquisite construction ideas, easy style interior designing, and we bring you up to date with the industry. It's fresh, it's inspiring, it's The Property Show. Now showing on The Property Show. Proudly associated with roofings.
Welcome to this week's edition of The Property Show. Edwin Musime is my name, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas over and over again. And of course, Happy Blessed New Year 2015. Well, for 2-3 Sundays, we're going to be focusing on some of the very best experiences of the year 2014 in terms of the best properties that we've featured. I mean, some of the remarkable, outstanding properties. When you look at the Bwebaja Satellite City Homes, when you look at the Buziga townhouses, when you look at the Dashin Construction properties, you look at the Greentop Villas, the Victoria Villas, there's so much to work with because these have been very amazing properties that we've featured on the Property Show. And remember, you've been sending in your comments and views on which you thought was your best property and you want to watch again. Some of the outstanding interviews and lots more. But of course, special thanks. This would not be possible without Roofings and without Lamudi and of course Nina Interiors. Let's just do our countdown and enjoy the whole thrill of what made up 2014.
Today on our special holiday edition of The Property Show, we bring you some of the best interviews, properties and bird's eye views that you may have missed or would like to see again. Plus, new properties for sale or rent, all on today's special edition of The Property Show.
Well, now we bring you just to pace with the current trends and what's happening in the real estate industry. And first and foremost, of course, there's a huge Indian company that has just come into the country that's going to be launching some spectacular real estate monuments around. Now, R1 Corp, that's under Alios, is trying to set up some incredible properties. And among these, you've got the Solitaire building. Those of you that have played cards with the solitaire style of play, they're coming up with a building that is solitaire-like, and of course they've got the Copper Cabana that's going to be in Munyonyo, and they've got a number of other structures coming up, including the Hapus and the Mapo Courts. Now, amazing properties coming up that's greatly inspiring the real estate industry. Now, in other news here, we need to let you know that KCCA, of course, some of the new construction laws that have come up, some of the important things that you need to know. In one of the shows coming up, we shall be having the physical planner from KCCA who will help us understand what are the do's and don'ts when it comes to construction. And of course, many of you have been asking about the property law and the land, the taxes on land, which many real estate owners are complaining is causing the prices of properties to go very high. I'll tell you something about the prices of properties currently. If you want a decent, good home, good house, like some of these that we'll see on the screen, you're talking about a range between $180,000 to $350,000. But now we ask, just how can an average Ugandan who probably is earning 1.5 to 2 million Uganda shillings a month be able to afford this kind of properties? That and more, of course, we'll be giving you those details. Now, exciting to note again, this week we take a look at the world's tallest building. What does this building inspire to us? Now, the Burj Khalifa is said to be the tallest building in the world, and it's 829.8 meters high. We want to talk about over 12 Empire State buildings in New York altogether going so high. It's got a range of facilities on it, including office space, residentials, and let's just take a look at some of those features that are amazing about the Burj Khalifa. Now, one wonders whether we'll have such a kind of property down in Uganda, because what I know is that reliably KCCA is very hesitant to actually give license to very tall buildings for many reasons that they would give. But that's our inspiration of the week.
We are a franchise organization. We're present in over 100 countries. with about 6,500 offices, and that's ranging from Zimbabwe through to East Africa, through to North America, where most people would know us from. In terms of our core proposition to customers, that will be, traditional agency work, so helping buyers find properties, helping sellers offload those properties onto the market, through to the more sophisticated offerings like helping developers understand market needs, or helping developers package products for the market. So it's really a full range of services that Remax is able to offer. That is a loaded question. I like to look at three areas: price, location, configuration. And here by configuration, I really do mean property features. Do I have a young family and therefore need space to expand that, so 2 or 3 bedrooms in that sense? Is it that, okay, at this stage I'm trying to build equity into my home, would be looking to move to something bigger down the road? So it would need to be in a good location, it would need to have modern aesthetic features, it would need to have a beautiful view. Is it that I'm looking to invest this property or to build a property investment portfolio down the road, in which case the asset I'm acquiring or the asset I'm moving into needs to be configured for good rental yield. It's probably furnished or serviced and using the latest standards in modern furnishing, etc. So it's a very loaded question in a sense, but I would say I would pay attention to price, location and features to be able to find the beautiful property. Remax commits long-term to any market that we've entered. We've been in places like Spain for over 25 years, Portugal for a long period of time, in America for over 40 years. We want to be in Uganda for the next 100 years, and we don't make such a commitment without knowing that there's promise within the economy. There's the emerging labor force that we're seeing. A bulk of our population in Uganda are actually people or below the age of 54. If I could tabulate, that's about 40% of our population would be below 54 years old. And even then, this is based off old statistics. We have this new census coming up shortly. What this shows me is there's a lot of promise in just the young people in the economy. And these young people are increasingly exposed. We've got Facebook, we've got all these social media channels, we've got news channels, etc. And they're traveling. Travel is cheaper than it was in 1970. So as our young population continues to be exposed to the world, continues to earn or increase their income levels over time, we should start seeing their demands in the real estate sector become more sophisticated and become more internationally acclimatized, for lack of a better word, really. And that, for me, is the promise in Uganda. What does that translate to in terms of stock quality in the country? We should definitely see some skyscrapers emerging. We should see more organized neighborhoods starting to emerge. We should see self-contained satellite cities start to emerge. And one area of promise really is special economic zones. So maybe an agriculture city, a technology city, a science and medicine city, etc. And the fringe areas around that. That level of sophistication is where we see Uganda going to in the next 50 to 100 years, and we'd love to be part of that story.
I'm going in. Cover me.
Gundinawe, is that any way to cover?
When you have to cover something, cover it the right way. Only Roofing's iron sheets have double coating that give them a much longer life and are made with Japanese technology for best quality right here in Uganda. With Roofing's iron sheets, we've got you covered. Roofing's, strength of a nation.
Nairobi has the Junction Mall. Kigali has the Kigali City Tower. But Kampala has the Acacia Mall, which is our property of the week. Located in Kololo, the upscale area just off the central business district of Kampala City, the Acacia Mall has emerged as a premium shopping and leisure destination. Acacia Mall covers 35,000 square meters, encompassing an atmosphere for lifestyle and value with a vibrant mix of home, fashion, fitness, food, service, leisure and entertainment offerings, and will render the shopper spoilt for choice. The mall that was developed by Gulfstream Investments Uganda Limited is a property marvel. The mall has a glitzy vertical layout designed for lavish shop displays and a vaulted glass ceiling to complete the experience. Acacia is the first and only shopping mall in Uganda with a fully centralized air conditioning for a complete and comfortable shopping experience. The mall has other facilities that include high-tech surveillance equipment, 5 escalators, lifts, and 3 800 kVA generators, in addition to firefighting equipment. With the commissioning of the Acacia Mall, Gulfstream Investments Uganda Limited set a benchmark in the regional retail landscape, encompassing a world-class retail and entertainment complex with the most stylish brands on offer, in a plush and elegant ambience. Acacia follows the pattern of malls that represent a golden age. In this case, it is a true celebration of the sprouting middle-income class and confirms Uganda's place among the fast-growing countries in the sub-Saharan African region that are said to have experienced a surge in economic activity over the last 2 decades. It is not only a true impression of the zenith of architecture, but it is a detailed masterpiece to witness. It's the property of the week, the Acacia Mall. The Bird's Eye, brought to you by Roofings. The Bird's Eye was brought to you by Roofings.
Roofings, strength of a nation.
Still to come,
David Alicia, he's a humble young man that has actually had the privilege of working on the Queen's Gardens.
the property of the week, brought to you by Nina Interiors.
Are you furnishing this festive season? Let Nina Interiors do it for you. Get all your quality furniture for office, living room, dining, bedroom, and your curtains, decor and accessories from Nina Interiors. You're welcome to our main showroom at Plot 41 Ginger Road in Kigali. Find us in Plot 1410 Muhima Road. Nina Interiors Limited for all your furnishing needs.
The Victoria Villas are true castles hidden in the backbone of Speak Resort, Munyonyo. They are exquisite 3, 4 and 5 bedroom luxurious havens. The living room is the first room when entering the house. This room is filled with lively furniture. Comfortable tan leather couches, colourful rugs over the bare wood floor, and a large display case with pictures, books, and many memories of friends and family. Not to forget the enormous window that, during the day, will let as much sunlight and energy into the room as it possibly can. Gleaming hardwood floors in the living room, dining room, and great room. The kitchen features custom-made cabinets, granite countertops, stainless appliances, a chef's island, and breakfast nook with Italian doors leading out to your new pearl paradise. 4 bedrooms, all upstairs. Demand class? Welcome home. This is one of those special homes where memories are made. All-day swimming, late-night cookouts, sleepovers, cars in the driveway, bikes at the ready, sunny mornings filled with laughter, shady afternoons under a tree with a book. Yes, this home is the one you wished you lived in, but could truly inspire you to your dream home. The royal character built in the interior has been designed by Meteor Construction with the genius of Patricia Muhebwa. The villas lie in proud possession of an in-ground swimming pool and a health club. The attention to detail, the character created, the dazzling features simply make this property our choice for the week.
Well, this week on the Property Talk, we host somebody very interesting. Well, it's just not enough to think about interior designing. It's always very important to think about the surrounding around you. And I just learned a new term this week, genius locus, that talks about the spirit of a place. Now, David Alicha, he's a humble young man that has actually had the privilege of working on the Queen's Gardens that was over 330 acres in England. And in Uganda, he's one of the greatest professionals that we have when it comes to exterior designing or landscaping. And we get to, of course, ask him, what is landscaping all about?
Landscaping is an art and science that involves the creation of beautiful green outdoor spaces. It's both interior and exterior.
Now, what makes good landscaping?
Good landscaping comes as a result of following the principles of good garden design, which involve scale, proportions, color scheming, and spirit of place, so what we call genius locus, and obviously a choice of the theme you're going to follow. If you're going to follow Japanese, if you're going to follow Italian, if you're going to follow British, and then tropical. So different aspects are very important to be able to get what you want as a scheme for a landscape or good landscape.
What would be the key things for me to consider as I think of landscaping, whether it's around my office premises or around my home, around my estates, whatever it is? What are the key things that I should be able to actually consider?
Now that now comes back again to what I said at first, the issue of scale and proportions. Many people make mistakes, people who are not professionals sometimes just put everything anywhere. The usual or standard approach is to look and put big, bold things in small spaces. That makes it dramatic, but also keeps it interesting. And the last thing is also to make sure that you balance color. Color scheming is very important. If you use boring colors, they won't give the effect. So usually red stands for warmth. When you come in and see red, you get encouraged. Other colors, whites, but now this comes down to culture. If you go, for example, to China, where we recently did a show, white is known as something, if you dressed up, for example, in white, they think it's for burial, something like that. So certain colors you don't use in certain cultures. Green if you have an area, for example, a drive, if you're fortunate to have a drive, you don't keep everything green because it's extremely boring. In Uganda it may work, but in countries like UK, for example, on a good winter day, it's not a good thing to have. You need a bit of red, a bit of pink to keep you cheered up.
So what would be the final tips, user tips that you would give to anybody that's watching right now that have properties, that have homes? What would be your final tips to them?
Work out your budget nicely, because landscaping is sometimes expensive, especially the hardscape, which involves the stones. Many of us see nice rock gardens and you want them immediately, but calculate the cost. If you want to look at water features also, think about cost, because now you look at maintenance. In other words, think maintenance. If you're going to do anything, think about the maintenance. Good gardens come at a price.
Why not try out Lamudi, Uganda's best search engine for properties? You simply snap, upload, and share with the world on your computer or mobile. Download the app on Google Play or the App Store. Make searching fun with Lamudi today.
You fall in love with some of these properties. Now, strangely, you may not be able to afford some of these properties, but they inspire so much about your own house that you intend to build, or your current house that you have, right from the landscaping to the interior designing, as well as everything that goes on with the construction. Remember, we continue to hear your voices in terms of what you want to be able to see on the Property Show in 2015, the improvements, the changes. Keep us updated so we can be able to serve you as best as we can. Remember, all further details can be on Property Show Uganda Facebook page and on the website. That's propertyshowuganda.com. If you miss any of these episodes, again, get onto our YouTube account, Property Show Uganda. You'll get the rest of everything. Once again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thanks to Roofings, Lamudi, and Nina Interiors. Until then, stay blessed, live inspired. We look forward to another thrilling episode next week.
Next week, on The Property Show.
Another summer day has come and gone away in Paris and Rome, but I want to go home.